Republican Roy Moore hasn't conceded his 20,000 vote loss to Democrat Doug Jones in Alabama's Senate race, and military and provisional vote totals announced Wednesday aren't enough for Moore to close the deficit. Jones beat Moore on December 12 to become the first Democrat elected to the Senate from Alabama in a quarter century. Moore was beset by allegations of sexual misconduct involving teenage girls decades ago. Alabama Secretary of State John Merrill announced Wednesday that a total of 366 military ballots were returned from overseas. He also said 4,967 provisional ballots were cast. Even if all of those votes went to Moore, that is well short of the 20,000 vote deficit that Moore would need to close the gap. It also would not be enough to trigger an automatic recount. No additional ballots are eligible to be received, Merrill's office said in announcing those last ballot totals. Moore had laid some of his hopes on the military and provisional ballots in a December 15 email to supporters, writing that those were yet to be counted and the election was too close to call and the battle is not over. A telephone and email message to Moore's campaign was not immediately returned Wednesday. On Friday, counties are to submit the tallies for 22,780 write-in votes cast December 12. However, most of those are expected to go to other people and not Jones and Moore, whose names were on the ballot. Moore has sent out emails since the election requesting donations to help investigate what he called reports of voter fraud and other irregularities at the polls. Alabama Republican Roy Moore on Friday told supporters that the battle is not over in Alabama's Senate race even though President Donald Trump and others have called on him to concede. Moore sent a fundraising email to supporters asking for contributions to his election integrity fund so he. Alabama Republican Roy Moore on Friday told supporters that the battle is not over in Alabama's Senate race even though President Donald Trump and others have called on him to concede. Moore sent a fundraising email to supporters asking for contributions to his election integrity fund so he. Alabama will certify the election result between December 26 and January 3. Speaking at a December 13 news conference in Birmingham, Jones said it was time for Moore to do the right thing and concede. "It's time to move on. It's time to heal," Jones said.